Hello and welcome to Revamped, a rewatch podcast covering my all-time favorite shows and movies. I'm your host, Brandon Alexander.
And I'm your co-host, Courtney Autumn.
Together, we've been journeying through Buffy the Vampire Slayer, patrolling the streets of Sunnydale, but now our path expands beyond the Hellmouth as we continue to follow Buffy's battles and growth.
We also step into the shadowy streets of Los Angeles to join Angel on his quest for redemption and his fight to discover what it truly means to be a champion.
Venture with us through every episode in order as we experience the story from two perspectives, Courtney's first time watch and my seasoned rewatch, doubling down on the themes and moments that shape the Buffyverse.
We'll examine pivotal choices, major story arcs, and explore the deeper layers of each show's continued character growth and development.
All while engaging in conversations and sharing our own authentic thoughts and feelings to what's unfolding before us.
So sharpen your stakes, ready your swords,
and continue to stand with us against the forces of darkness as we journey through the supernatural worlds of Buffy the Vampire Slayer
and Angel.
Let's get into this episode. Hey you guys, future Brandon here, popping in for a little bit of a PSA. This episode's editing was a bitch. Mostly because connection, but there are a little bit of what I'll call difficulties from my end, but I saved most of it. The episode has a little bit of feedback coming back from Robbie's end of my voice picking up, or like sometimes Courtney's. It's not super annoying. Most of the time it's super low in the background. You never really hear it. Might hear a couple crackles here and there. I tried to cover them up where I mostly could, but just wanted to preface that so that way when you're listening to this, you don't want to shoot your brains out. Either way, it's really not that bad. I just, like I said, wanted to preface that, but otherwise, I'll let you guys get into the episode. Please, please, please enjoy because we had a great time regardless. I wish I had been recording 2 seconds before I pushed record, so that way the first thing people came in here and was like, I have such a big head.
I do, but my head's massive. I have to find very specific hats and that to fit my head.
You know what's massive? This episode of Buffy. Legit.
Oh, yeah.
Hey everybody. Hey everybody, welcome back to this episode of Revamped. Today we're going to be covering Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Season 4, Episode 5.
Be bad.
This episode aired November 2nd, 1999, written by Tracy Forbes and directed by David Solomon. All right, as you guys can hear clearly, Robbie, and I've told y'all, he's back with us. He's here. He's 21 minutes late, but he's here. He's got bad bitches. He's got weather. All the problems. What's not his problem? Beer.
I've been having DJ issues.
If you guys didn't listen to our coverage for season 2 episode Go Fish, first off, go listen to that because it's hilarious. But secondly, Robbie was our guest on that episode. So some of you know him and remember him from that. Some of y'all know him as One Draw Over the Cuckoo's Nest on Instagram. He draws our lovely Buffy, Sarah Michelle Gellar, superhero related artistry, whatever the things. He draws shit like Buffy, dude, but not
mental illness.
I'm pretty sure everybody remembers you. Sarah is listening to this right now. She goes, I know who Robbie is. Leia is like, we're literally sisters.
It's like we're sisters with really different hair.
Listen, when I posted that photo of all of us and she's talking about Robbie looks like he's looking at Hulu serving cunt and shit. I was like side-eye and all that, whatever. Oh my God, that shit was so funny. Okay, anyway.
That was great.
I did need to tell you too, I wrote this in my notes. Have you ever listened to Horror Queers? The podcast Horror Queers?
No, but someone else has told me about that.
I recently started listening to them and I've been going through a handful of episodes. I saved Batman Forever and Batman and Robin because I saw that they covered that. And I was like, I have to tell Robbie to go listen to it. I haven't listened to it yet, but it's in my saved stuff. And as soon as I saw it, I thought of you. And I've been loving their content in general. So I was like, I think you'll like it too. So if you need something random to go listen to at some point, because I haven't listened to anything on Batman related. I think I might have listened to The Mask of the Phantasm one time, someone covering it on YouTube or something like that. I think that's the name of that movie. But yeah, go listen to them. You guys also go check out Horror Queers. I've been liking their stuff if you like scary movies and things like that. Anyways, I'm happy you're back. What have you been up to? How's life? Well, except for what's going on recently.
Yeah, let's not get into the last 24 hours. We'll just skip right over the last 24 hours. What a hot mess. And actually beer related because everyone that's been calling me has been drunk. So there you go.
They calling you talking about frothy, foamy. They're like, what's that
They're
smelly
drawing
head?
cave paintings on the wall. I'm like, don't do that.
I follow you on social media, obviously, so I know life seems to be pretty good for the most part, and you've been doing some cool stuff, working through your Buffy and whatnot.
Thanks. Yeah, I try and keep it pretty chill.
Except the last 24 hours.
Except the last 24 hours.
Except this morning.
So today we're here, obviously, for Beer Bad. I said that earlier. Well, Robbie technically said it. And in this episode, still struggling with Parker's rejection, Buffy turns to drinking at the local campus pub. Unaware that the in-house headlining beer has been magically tainted, Buffy and a group of college boys are soon reverted into cave people, leaving her friends to deal with a very primitive version of the Slayer. All right. Guest stars this episode, we have Paige Moss, officially as Veruca, Eric Matheny as Colm, Stephen M. Porter as Jack the Bartender, my favorite character this episode, and then Cal Penn as Hunt, which I thought was really funny. Like, he's over on an Angel episode in the future playing another character, but I thought it was so funny because, like, I know you've seen the movie Harold and Kumar, like probably both at White Castle and the Guantanamo Bay. He's like the dude that plays, I don't know if he's Kumar, I think he's Kumar versus Harold, because Harold seems like the more like Asian white mixed dude versus the full whatever. I don't know what the ethnicity is, and I don't want to get canceled by getting it wrong or something. I thought it was funny. He's like the biggest one out of our group of people because the other ones I really didn't know, and everybody else is basically irrelevant because we've got all the other caveman dudes that I didn't even list because I was like irrelevant. Anyways,
generic caveman.
Courtney, what did you think of the episode? I gotta know your first because, you know, this episode is fucking crazy.
It is really crazy, and it's another one of those like super unhinged episodes, I think, in the best of ways. Though it was a lot of fun, so yeah, it felt like a fun episode, even though there were parts of it that were cringy and kind of annoying.
So basically, Buffy this whole season to you so far, after post Parker.
Yes, I'm ready for this chapter to be over.
Sort of is at this point, honestly.
I hope.
What did you think about Buffy turning into a fucking cave person?
Listen, the one thing I was most impressed with is that, like, within a day's time, she ended up somehow getting, like, partial dreadlocks. And I was like, how did that happen?
She looking like Lil Wayne. She over there smoking.
Like, I thought this was, like, a mental thing at first, you know? So when she physically started changing, I was like, what the fuck? Why is her hair so nappy? It's in a dread. Like, we just saw you earlier this morning. How can your hair be that damn
Sarah
dirty?
Michelle Gellar said, y'all can go over here and put all these prosthetic heavy foreheads on these other people, but I am not getting that on my face, so I'm gonna look normal. Y'all can twist my hair up a little bit, and then we're gonna call me 𝑩𝑬𝑬𝑹 Buffy.
She said, give me dreads and a fucking stick. And
she said I will walk like this whenever I enter places, like
with a kind of sideways limp.
Oh my god, I low-key don't want to bring that up too hardcore because I want to have that moment for later, because that is probably the literal funniest moment of the whole episode.
It is so funny.
Like fucking Giles, like he's just basically
Giles.
describing a disabled girl or person, and like the guy's like, well, I don't think I've seen that quite literally like at all.
I know, you can tell on his face. He's like, I don't know.
Yeah. Can you see why people would say, because like, just to say and preface this way, people often put this in the bottom of the barrel of episodes. They're like, we don't like this is bullshit, this is trash, we're skipping it, we fucking hate it, why is it on there, it's discredited from life. Can you see why people would say that out of the episodes that we've watched so far?
I don't know. I don't feel that strongly in dislike toward it, but I don't know what the rest of the season looks like. So maybe that means the rest of the season is really, really good. So this kind of falls on the bottom of the barrel.
No, we're talking about for the series. People say this about the episode.
Oh. Well, that's hard for me to say since we're not done yet, but I mean, yeah, I can see that, just because I think metaphorically you're probably gonna hop into some stuff, and it seems like these filler episodes can be sometimes packed with some metaphor to it, but as far as like emotional weight for like the storyline we're trying to follow, as far as like Buffy and her college days goes, it does just feel like almost an extension of an unnecessary situation, because like I said, I'm over the Parker chapter. I'm sure everyone is at this point, like whether it's their first time watching or their 80th time watching it, like you're just like, at some point you get really frustrated with Buffy because you've never seen her quite like this before. So you're just like, please, So yeah, I can see that being a more negatively reviewed episode for sure. But it was fun nonetheless.
Yes. Robbie, so when we did our coverage with you, our last episode, somewhere along that recording when I was joking about out of all of 22 episodes in season 2 of Buffy, you willingly chose Go Fish. And then you quote said like, yeah, that's my MO. I'm going to pick Go Fish, beer bad, just the greats. He called this the greats, one of the greats. It's like it's a Florence and the Machine song all of a sudden. But listen, like, and right at that moment too, I replied back, I was like, well, I guess we know what episode you're doing next. So here we are. First off, why would you group this in with the episodes that people really downplay, and what do you think about returning to it and initial thoughts, all of that, then to now?
I think, well, I watched it yesterday morning, and I actually was kind of like, and look, I kind of feel this way in general. It's not that bad. It's ridiculous. And to your point, it is silly. And there's a lot of stuff in it where you're kind of like, was there a better idea that didn't come through? Or is there like one episode a season where they just pick like a little piece of paper out of like a bowl and they're like, oh, I guess we're going to do...
Which clearly they didn't do with season 3 at all. They were just like banger after banger. Dead Man's Party would, I guess, be that one, but not really, because that one like makes complete sense with the whole rest of the first half of the season. But first 4 episodes.
But I do kind of feel like even Buffy at its worst is not that terrible. Like, there's definitely other shows that I feel... Because, like, even if you don't necessarily like the episode, usually the visuals are kind of good, or the makeup's good, or the outfits are cool, or there's some fun dialogue, like Giles saying that.
Yeah, or it's funny.
Yeah. And it is funny. That doesn't necessarily mean it's good, but, like, I did laugh a lot.
Yeah. I feel like you being here for this one, like even without you saying that, was kind of meant to be, because like I was going back through that and we had somewhere along in that talked about also how you were currently working on Buffy seasons 4, like the drawings per episode during that recording when we were doing it. I thought it was so weird, right? That we're back here in season 4 now, and back then you were drawing season 4. You're done now, but like, or are almost done, right? Are you still in season 7? Or did you finish?
I'm nearly done, and I made the decision the other day. I'm like, because all the episodes, well, I'm not spoiling anything, but it blurs a bit for me in the later bits. So I'm like, I'm just going to do a few more drawings and bunch episodes together, because...
He's like, I'm done with this. He's like, I gotta move on to something else.
You're ready to be done.
I feel that.
I know, that sounds horrible. Like, I love the show. And I think sometimes people mistake my critique of it a bit. They think that I don't, but I love it. Like, I just, the show spoils you so much when it's at its peak that it's very noticeable when it's not operating at its peak.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it like usually fires on all cylinders, like in this episode.
All right, great. Listen, so to like backtrack onto something that Courtney said, before I like talk about what I liked about it, Shangel's reviews had said the episode opens with Buffy pouting over Parker. And I'm glad that the show isn't glossing over the moment quickly, even though we all feel indifferently. But back to their quote, Buffy opened her heart to someone and that person used her, slept with her, and discarded her. Buffy still has feelings for him. From an outside perspective, we all know that Parker is a douchebag that doesn't deserve for Buffy to pine over him. He's not worth the effort. However, it's not about how we feel, it's about how Buffy feels. I'm sure almost everyone reading this can empathize with Buffy in this episode. Having deep feelings for someone that has just dumped you or used you, it sucks. All you want to do is get that person's attention back. Buffy dreams that Parker apologizes to her and wants to be with her again, and it's all completely understandable in the dream to have when Buffy's in the situation that she's in. But damn it, Buffy, Parker is a grade A ass clown. I hope that smashing him over the head with a branch in the conclusion of the episode gives you some closure. End quote. Like, which perfectly summed up some of the Parker stuff that we've been dealing with, like, because we've been challenged and talking about how Buffy's been annoying, and obviously trauma feels because of Angel and her dad leaving, all this other stuff and whatnot too. But I like how he summed up that statement. I'd love to say that I just want to be like my rebellious self and say that I only like this episode because most Buffy fans say that they can't stand it or like to skip it. But I actually genuinely do really like this episode. And that obviously I wouldn't rank it in my high episodes either, but like whenever Tony had me on All Bronze No Brains to do that little interview, he asked me what a controversial episode was that I liked that most other people did not, and I was like, this episode, like Beer Bad, 100%, because I always enjoy it. Like, I have a great time watching it. I love seeing Buffy essentially act stupid as fuck. Like, some of the scenes with her, most of the scenes with her as the cave woman especially, just drunk at it's so out of character for Buffy, but it's hilarious to see Sarah had to act this way. A lot of the scenes in it are, and honestly, a lot of the scenes are like my absolute favorite. Like, I'm a fan of dry humor and acting silly, and this episode is perfect for the type of weird that I feel like I like to enjoy sometimes. Like, it gives off like Scary Movie or like any of those little like spoofy kind of things, not in the same context, but you get what I mean. It's dry humor. It's like you make cracks about something or somebody's acting stupid, and the thing, like, your average person may or may not like laugh at that. I do though. My biggest argument though about this episode in defense of it is that in the episode we finally get to see Buffy walk away from the Parker issue. We get to see Parker get his on this from both like Willow and Buffy in the episode, and that's great because we've been waiting. Exactly. And the episode puts a pivotal aspect to the rest of the season in play, especially for specific characters, I feel like, as well. Even though it's a filler, I feel like they're doing some work here and like helping clean up some of what we've been dealing with this season so far. And this is also where afterward Buffy starts moving forward a bit more secure in herself and in the college atmosphere too. We're kind of leaving that chapter. Like, it's not going to take to episode 7 to shift into what we're going to be dealing with. You know what I mean? Like, as far as her goes and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think from a writing standpoint, it just feels like at most should have been like a 2-episode thing with Parker, and it's not really that long, but it feels long.
It's long as fuck. Like 3 episodes worth.
Yeah.
We still got another moment to come up at some point though that I'm going to really enjoy Courtney viewing, and I'm not going to say what it is, but I'm going to leave it there. We all know.
Yeah, true.
All right, you guys ready to get into the episode? Courtney's like, yes, me, yes, do it. All right, Courtney, kick us off. Courtney goes, I ain't got the damn script.
Courtney disappeared.
All right, you guys. We open in the graveyard, the daydream graveyard, where Buffy is imagining battling vampires, and to no surprise but her cooked up surprise, innocent, helpless Parker is a part of this, needing protecting from the vampires. We get a really cool fight sequence and triple K per slay of the vampires, and this all leads to Parker approaching Buffy, apologizing and attempting reconciliation after what he has done to her.
Buffy, I don't know what to say. After how I've treated you, now I owe you my life.
It's nothing.
It's everything. You're everything. And I'm gonna do whatever it takes to get you to forgive me. Do you think one day you might?
Oh my god, okay, so we're wondering like what the fuck's going on, especially upon first time watching, because I remember watching this for the first time, and thankfully a girl answers no. We hear that in Buffy's world anyways, in her daydream world, and Buffy is brought out of that. We find her in psych class, having been daydreaming about this whole thing. The girl that is in the class sitting over with Parker is getting hella flirted with during Professor Walsh's lecture as Buffy watches them. It's so annoying to like, but also kind of fucked up. Buffy's seeing this in front of her face, which I think is why later she kind of like says what she says to Xander in the bar after she has her interaction with Riley. Like, she kind of already knew that Parker was doing this. She's seen him talking to that girl in the harsh light of day when she first caught him. Now she's seen him fucking with some girl, like blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? Unironically, the lesson in the class too, like she's saying comfort, sex, shelter, food, and connection to like the id, and talking about the ego and how it doesn't learn, it doesn't grow up, which I thought was really pivotal because the show is all about growing up, reaching adulthood and stuff. So I was like, look at the psych class, like taking the little deep into this. And then she continues to talk about like it acts solely out of what it wants. And once again, like the literalness applying to like Buffy and psychology. Like, I like also how it like hones in on the metaphor and issues Buffy's having mentally and how she's acting and how also Parker's acting. I especially like too, whenever Professor Walsh ends the moment talking about how does this conflict with the ego manifest itself in the psyche? What do we do when we can't have what we want? And then it clips back to Buffy and she goes back into her dream for the second time and she like puts it back on a reel. Like, it's in scene transition magic. Buffy goes back into her daydream, replaying the whole scenario again, fight the vampire, save Parker, 3K per slay, except this time when Parker comes up at its end, he's redressed more sexily, like his shirt's open and his chest is showing, and he's got fucking
ice cream and flowers.
What? And then he goes in repeating his previous statement to a hopeful Buffy. We cut to black and cue the Buffy theme.
Also, love that in Buffy's dream world, she's got like full fucking rave music going while she's fighting vampires in the graveyard.
I say that, like, not that specifically, but I was like, even though it's a fake out, I really enjoy the cold open sequence of the fighting with the vampires. Like, we're seeing Buffy in her hot leather pants. Truly, kind of for the first time, it's that I'm the Slayer kind of energy, very much like I'm a badass. Faith already had this back in season 3. She already portrayed herself this way, like, felt confident within herself, quote unquote. We'll put it there with loose based confidence. But like the sequence reminds me a lot of Buffy in season 5, where she's like very much standing in her power. She's starting to wear the leather pants. We know that's a part of her get up when she's like fully embracing herself, I guess, or just doing the damn thing. You know what I mean? But what I said about the music, I was like, it's very guitar thrasher vibe heavy, very much on par with like Nerf Herder and the Buffy theme. Again, very badass. It does sound like rave music because it's like almost like Blade fighting vampires. That's immediately what I think about. And I swear to God, as far as the humor, like seeing Parker obviously come up with his fucking, like, this is what Buffy's imagining back in her head now. Now she's done undressed him and shit. I'm like, girl, like, you are so dumb. Like, what is this? And it like it switches the music too to like this Wonderlust princess, I'm a swoon for the prince type shit. I was like, I just literally died at this. I'm like, Buffy, you need to fucking calm on down. I also got a call out too. Back in the Buffy fun facts for Fear itself, they had said that this is one of the episodes that doesn't have any vampires, because up until now there's been a handful of episodes that didn't feature a vampire at all. And they made a comment to that, and I was like, there are vampires in this episode. Even though it's in a dream sequence, there's still vampires in it. You know what I mean? They're not lacking, even though it's not a monster of the week or like a regular vampire slave like we usually open up cold open wise. I'm like, it still counts. So Exchangel's reviews had said that too, and I was like, y'all wrong. I gotta message y'all and talk to y'all and tell y'all wrong. I'm like, I'm gonna try to see if like regular Wikipedia, how you can update stuff on there. I'm gonna have to check the Buffy Wikipedia to see if I can add my own fucking thing, and I'd be like, I'm not even gonna change it. I'm just gonna put in quotations afterwards, like, you were wrong, Brandon at Revamped. On campus outside, Willow and Buffy are doing, I guess, schoolwork when a lighter flick breaks her focus. Xander on the other end asking her, rough day? And then Xander, who the fuck is Xander? And then Xander wills into existence for Buffy to come on, be a lonely drunk. Again, repeating his statement with the lighter.
Rough day?
Stop flicking at me.
Work with me here. I'm finally an essential part of your collegey life. No more looking down on the townie. I'm the new bartender over at the pub.
I thought it was funny because he's like, Buffy, come on, be a lonely drunk. I'm like, okay, I see what the episode's trying to do here. Like, foreshadow-wise. Thank you. Xander informs us he's officially a part of the college life since he's gotten a bartender job at the campus pub, complete with lighter, handy dandy rag, and empathy face. Oh yeah, and a fake ID.
Which is funny. That ID is like school, like
Too
super
much.
bad moment.
I was gonna say it's like McLovin.
Literally, but not as corny, but just almost as corny. I like McLovin's better. Super bad. I wrote in my notes, I was like, guess his stint over at the Fabulous Ladies nightclub or whatever that he had on the summer, like it really paid off because he got this job since he's like bartended before. What a full circle moment since that mention, but also, and then I wrote in really capital letters, the porn stash ID photo literally kills me. Like is that like clip art? Did he wear a fake mustache into the picture to take this photo? Like, yeah, I don't get it.
I love those moments in Buffy where like they'll reference something that you didn't see, and then you've got to kind of have that thing of like, well, how did that happen? Mm-hmm. Like, and it is amusing. Like, did he wear just a fake mustache to take a photo of himself, or I could see that.
Ballbuster Buffy breaks Xander's balls, reminding him he's also got to know how to make drinks. And since Xander's seen Tom Cruise do the hippie hippie shake in the 1988 film Cocktail, he believes he's adequately prepared. Spoiler, he's not. Buffy isn't down to clown about her real problems, and after Willow attempts to humor Xander, he invites them to come by the pub later tonight as they head off towards class. But Willow has a date with Oz at the Bronze, and all Buffy has to speak on is more annoying, I'm obsessed with Parker and maybe he still wants me bullshit. Willow giving her a friendly reality check about Stinky Parker. I love how she calls him Stinky Parker. Like, Willow, you're still so innocent. But Buffy still wants to do anything but hate on Parker and provide excuses for him. Willow's uninterested and suggests if she has anything more to say problem-wise, she can say it to the bartender, aka Xander, who's been following behind them the whole time. He agrees. The bartender is always ready to listen. Cutscene transition magic to the pub that night as Xander is having the roughest time hearing and taking drink orders from the college students.
He's like, what?
Like,
huh?
that's kind of like, I was thinking the first time I watched this episode was going to quickly turn into like an episode of Coyote Ugly. Like, that's where I like when I saw the bar scene, like the theme, for some reason, just the aesthetic really like pulled that in. Plus the time era, I think.
I can see that.
Right?
Definitely, yeah.
Buffy arrives clearly there to be a supportive friend and visit Xander, but unfortunately eyes Parker there with the girl from class getting cuddly in a booth. So now he's moved into day 2 of leading this bitch on. Paying attention to anything but her surroundings, she bumps into Riley, who's taking up a lot of space, and they share space to discuss Buffy being there looking for someone and her bringing up seeing Parker. Riley calling out what apparently everyone knows about Parker and his bullshit attention span, and the fact that he's 100% a girl chaser. Riley admitting he can't get down with that lifestyle, but Buffy's infinitely not paying attention, and he politely excuses himself to meet up with his peeps. Buffy bummed when looking back over to see Parker making out with the girl now, aka setting her up and getting ready to knock her down. I'm loving my script this episode. It was so much fun to write. Over at the bar, Xander has an interaction with Paula, a girl sporting the ugliest fucking banged bob haircut I've ever seen in my life. Because as soon as she turns around, I'm like, girl, turn back in the chair. Like, never mind, I don't want to talk to you anymore if I were Xander. Never mind. No drinks for you. You can leave. Did you want some Black Frost?
And she's also like not a uni student, quite clearly.
She's 48. Anyways, like, and her hairdresser needs to get her cosmetology license revoked. Listen, though, like, what
her children have cut her hair for her.
Well, it looks like some kid cut her hair when she was sleeping. Can you imagine if she was drinking the Black Frost, though? And you know how usually when people get a big forehead or have a big forehead, they get bangs to cover it up? Like, her bangs is all cut up to her, basically, like, the top of her forehead. Like, almost as bad as Buffy's bangs in the Christmas episode, but
the baby bangs.
I don't know. I'm just like, it takes, for me, for baby bangs, at the end of the day, you got to be like a goth baddie.
You got to be Haley
Williams, or like a goth baddie, an alternative chick to really just pull that off. This girl's like a blonde, like, I go to college, like, she's wearing some, you know, I don't know what outfit to call this, but she's wearing something very normal, average white girl would wear. If you are an average white girl listening, you know what I'm talking about in 2001 or 2001. This is still 1999, technically. Either way, I got to get back into the thing because that haircut's distracting. But listen, I didn't finish my sentence, but my sentence says, ugliest bob haircut I have ever seen in my life, and her pins that she designed are ugly too. I didn't even look at her pin. It's so little. She goes, and I designed a pin. And I'm like, I can't even see it. So what's the point of having her talk about this?
I know.
But,
bizarre.
Xander attempts to carry on the convo, but that's when comes over, but he's combed, so he combs over, you get it? Over to assert his dominance and territory, aka break up distracting the bartender, and shamefully reminding Xander in this process after embarrassing him about not knowing much when it comes to college course study, aka dumbing down that men like Comb get the ladies and bartenders keep the bowl of peanuts full. So just a picture of Black Frost will do. No ID check required, per the bar owner's request. The bar owner literally says that. He's like, if it's Black Frost, there's no concern of illegal ages. We know why. Like, I don't know what's up with the bartender, but he's cool. Like I say, he's my favorite character. I wanted to wait till here to voice something. I was going to say it in my opening thoughts initially, but I ended up copying and pasting it down here. I appreciate how Xander has taken some initiative to get a job. It happens to be something that he found on campus where he's able to like mingle with his friend again, kind of get into the college life and atmosphere, start mingling with other people, even if they all hate him. But I was like, I'm sure this resonates with like some of those people that's their story. We talked about that last season whenever and maybe even a little bit earlier this season, the fact that he doesn't go off to college and some people don't. As we'll see, spoiler alert, from this season, Xander kind of plays the role of, I'm going to like do this job this week, and then maybe a couple weeks later, I'm going to have a different job, and kind of source out and see who I am.
And it makes sense that Xander would be the one to do that, because he, unlike Willow and Buffy, he doesn't really have like a purpose beyond being their friend and like sort of helping them and that. So I actually think it's kind of clever from a writing standpoint to make the commitment to be like, right, we're not going to have really a storyline for Xander this season. We're just kind of going to flip-flop.
Yeah, literally though. Like, but I like that they're giving him something to do and open up his story. Because, like I said, after you leave, like this is just the standard job that doesn't require anything but a high school diploma. So he's here, like this chill. And obviously, like I said, he's got his little background for the summer where he worked. So it's a great foot in the door. Now he's got this on his resume to be like, I've had 2 jobs now. Like, so food and bev is perfect for him.
Lady Cyclops.
I did think it was interesting too how his story kind of puts him here, and he learns quickly, or is basically told by those dudes, that he's not like them and essentially beneath them, which I thought was kind of sucky to hear them like treat him this way, because I was like, these guys really are douchebags. It wants us to set up that we don't fuck with them like that. And I totally get why the bartender, the bartender Xander, but the bar owner is doing what he's doing to these people. Because he's like, I don't know. Shangel's reviews said it's while the bar owner didn't think like, I'll just ban them from the bar. No, I'm gonna curse them. I guess that's just the sunny way. But like, because you would think that like, why not just kick them out, like ban them or whatever?
Because he still wants their money.
I guess, but I guess even if they're cave people and he wants that money because then they're over tipping because they can't do math anymore.
Well, that too.
But I don't know.
Yeah.
I get why he's doing what he's doing, because like he's probably been talked to for longer than what Xander, like everything Xander experiences in this one little moment. That's probably been that guy's whole existence working at this bar. Yeah. And he says that later, like dealing with these people, I get tired of their snide bullshit. You just think maybe he just overhears shit. He's probably literally been treated the same way, and he just keeps on serving them their beer and like is like whatever. So I mean, I get it. I'd probably do the same thing. That's why he's my favorite. He's my shining slayer.
Great guest performances by the douchebags as well, because they really do a good job being douchebags.
Literally though. OG statement though, like I like Xander's trying, and if anything, at least he's making some money now to pay his parents for his food, because they charge him now. At least maybe now he can also buy some of his own groceries. Like he can buy Anya and him some more of them colored condoms with the option of black. Anyways, Xander notices mopey Buffy over at the end of the bar, clearly having a rough day.
Mopey Buffy.
That's what she is. She looks like mopey Buffy.
The action figure coming soon. Mopey Buffy.
You can draw her.
Oh.
She agrees, though, also about how she's fully aware that she can't provide excuses for Parker anymore because of Riley clarifying that he's the hottest trash heap on campus. Also that she knew that and is just finally admitting it. Also admitting what she would do to him if she wouldn't get in trouble.
If he were tied and gagged and left in a cave that vampires happen to frequent, it wouldn't really be like I killed him, really.
She's like what am I trying to say right here? She's like confirming in her own statement, trying to make herself feel better for it, like trying to affirm that she's like in the clear. Like she's like, it wouldn't be bad, right? Like consoling herself over the issue. I'm like, Buffy. Xander tries to console her, but is interrupted when the owner gives that get back to work attitude. He asks Buffy to linger and he will come back to finish talking momentarily, but when he departs, Buffy takes all of 1 second to decide that she will do the same. That should kill me. She said bye. I was like, look at Courtney.
She's got to go bash some more teenagers in a Halloween mask. So she's like, better get out of here.
I like how he called that back. He knows his episodes. Anyway, she's gonna do the same, except not, because she bumps into another guy spilling his drink, and he offers for her to come and drink with his friends. Well, more directly, all 4 of them pile up and talk about how Buffy is beautiful, shouldn't be sad and alone, and should be covered in all 4 of them. And this bitch buys into it because she's about to get some free drinks and probably end up having a night that Faith would if she had enough drinks. Alice said that whenever Faith was at the bar. She's like, call me after they do their sexy dance and Bad Girls. I was like, Faith was going to take them home and have a threesome 1,000%. And if they call her, she's being like, this is my address. She's like, ignore the lights. They stopped working 4 weeks ago during Christmas time. Anyways, Buffy seems on the fence, but when seeing Parker leave with his current one-night stand, she takes the glass of beer from them. I like your face, Robbie, because this moment is skeezy as fuck when these guys pile up. I'm like, you almost think the one guy is kind of giving off sincere vibes, like he's taking notice to Buffy, like, okay, cool. But then he segues into that weird shit and is joined by his friends, and it immediately starts to give stranger danger. I'm just like, girl, do not. They are going to roof your drink. Like, if you've seen the first episode of American Horror Story Coven, like when those boys do what they do to Madison's character, like Emma Roberts in that, and then 2 seconds later she flips the bus and kills them because what she did to her. I was like, y'all choosing the wrong blonde girl to do this to. Like, that blonde girl on that show was like, well, fuck you up. This one will too. Thankfully, along the episode, they just seem to be like chilling with her But
Yeah.
I think the reason that they don't get as far as they possibly would have, not to say that something bad was going to happen, but I mean, we all know how half the time the story would play out. If they hadn't been turned into cavemen, this might not have been so great. Either they were going to end up getting their ass kicked, or Buffy was going to like do what Willow gets confused by in just a little bit.
Yeah, I also think that like they probably, from a writing standpoint, were like, well, we kind of touched on this a little bit earlier in season 2 with the big snake man that comes out of the hole.
Oh yeah, Reptile Boy.
Yeah,
with the college fraternity. Yes, yeah. So, I mean, this is they're clearly part of a fraternity. Yeah, they gotta be Delta Zeta Kappa.
So they probably were like, they probably didn't want to like sort of go over familiar ground.
Cal Penn came over and he was like, "I got White Castle." He's like, "Come to our table." He's like, "I got you, boo." Over at the Bronze, Oz brings him and Willow drinks to the really good table that she killed a man for, and she attempts to talk about her psych notes that she copied for him since he missed out on class that morning. I'm gonna need to know where Oz was because it's not a full moon. Like later on, he says he was like practicing with the band and stuff, but like here he doesn't give an excuse. The convo gets interrupted when the band performing tonight's music cues up, and Oz seems to get a feeling that he can't explain. The two directing attention to the stage to watch the performance, which, by the way, is a dope-ass song by a real band called THC, and the song is called Overfire. I love THC so much. Whole album, Adagio, is like one of my favorite albums ever. Like, if I just want to feel moody and shit, I'd just be putting that on. I'd be like at night 𝑩𝑬𝑬𝑹 with the microphone and shit like that, grinding up on it and all things. I'm like ruining my notes for later, but whatever. What is actually, I'm just going to read into that sentence next. What is not dope ass is how this girl, we will come to learn is named 𝑩𝑬𝑬𝑹, is all but sucking on the microphone and grinding on it during said performance. Everyone hates on it because they're like, what is she doing? She's like, I don't even want to act it out, but the actress did her own thing, and like it's weird, but I'm like, it's her own thing. I kind of low-key dig it, like very low-key. Like she's weird. She's alternative. Like you would, I like most people just see it as weird. I don't know. It certainly draws attention, and like she seems to have a presence on the stage too. Like you looking at her, whether you're looking at her thinking she looks stupid or if she looks cool or edgy or like whatever. Like I don't know.
Yeah, she's got your attention either way.
Her performance on stage is perfectly fine. It's when she starts spewing out dialogue later that it's a bit like,
I really should have I think this is where, I mean, I guess that's Overfire. Like the song too that she's singing, she's like, the lyrics are like, I can make you like twist, I can like feel you writhing and stuff like that. It's basically a very sexual song. Yeah. I'm sad that I didn't write that down, but I'm glad I still brought it up because I would have totally forgot had we have not had this moment. Either way, during her set, we see that she is also drawn in attention to Oz in the crowd. Eyes focus solely on him as she sings. Like she stops dead. She doesn't look at anybody else. She just locks eyes with him and keeps singing. Willow catches this energy exchange between the two and attempts to distract Oz with thoughts of leaving since he was feeling odd. I like that. She's like, you want me to make you soup? You don't feel good? You got a tummy ache? I got you, boo. And he's like,
she's so cute.
No, literally though. But he claims that he's fine now, and the two speak on how 𝑩𝑬𝑬𝑹 is talented and how Oz knows her band's drummer and how he's never heard them play. The song continues, and Oz seems to be mesmerized by it. Okay, so first off, Courtney, did you recognize this girl?
Yes, obviously they don't really know each other like in person or whatever, or at least not to our knowledge from like a first-time viewership. My guess is that something is like wrong with her.
Yeah.
Basically.
Sure.
You're not wrong.
I don't know. I always am I going to risk it for the biscuit? Is this going to be too much? Like, so obviously I asked if you thought like this girl was familiar to you. So back in Living Conditions, Oz has that moment when he's on the way to go get Buffy or like talk to them or whatever.
Yeah,
and they cross paths, they turn back and
or
look at each other, and then they keep on walking and stuff like that. So it's very interesting this is getting brought up, but you know, maybe something's wrong with 𝑩𝑬𝑬𝑹. Who knows?
Obviously there is.
Clearly. Well, back at the bar, Buffy is chugging the beer with the boys, and Colm is having convos about morality and beer and how it changes things. Buffy calling out how they just love to talk and hear themselves. They equate that they are losing her and bring her back in to talk about her. But all she has to say is how she likes beer. She likes the beer. She's like, Buffy does not like to talk about herself. Parker did the same. She's like, he's like, how'd you get that bite mark? She's like, anyways, what is your life like? And I'm like, Why do you answer a question with a question? What?
Oh, Scream 2 reference. Love it.
The next morning, Willow comes into their dorm room from the bathroom, having got ready for the day, but is still bothered by what occurred for the night before, mumbling to herself as we see her this season that she just apparently loves to do now. She's like, my name's 𝑩𝑬𝑬𝑹, I'm in a band. And she's like, oh, I'm Oz, I'm in a band too. She's been doing this. She did it whenever like she went up the stairs in Fear Itself. She's like, Buffy didn't find the stairs, no siree. And then she's like, Harmony, like, my boyfriend's gonna hurt you, blah, 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 he's gonna beat you up, or whatever the fuck. Like, she just keeps mimicking people this season. I'm like,
I've never put that together before. She does.
She gets,
a lot.
Listen, I do too, because Willow in season 1 would never. She goes, do you want me to move? Do you need to have your lunch here? Either way.
I love a Penny Willow. Penny Willow and Penny
literally,
Giles.
I'd be petty too, though, because like apparently we don't really get it, but in the context of her conversation, apparently introductions were made and Willow got called a groupie. Like, which is funny because I think 𝑩𝑬𝑬𝑹 says something at some point in the future or something like that about a groupie too. So I'm like, this is triggering.
But why would you cut that out?
I don't know. Like have the meeting. Right? I guess they just wanted to like kind of still be ominous and not put it out. So I don't know. Maybe we'll talk about it soon for sure. She asked Buffy if she's heard of this chick 𝑩𝑬𝑬𝑹, and I have to note that she says dresses like Faith and has the voice of an albatross. And now it's time for a vocabulary lesson. With Brandon. So I didn't know what an albatross was, but apparently it's a large seabird. I looked up online if they have distinct sounds specifically, because I was like, maybe they sound like a banshee or something. And it literally said on Google, they do, and they vary, but are mostly used during courtship and breeding and sound like nasally calls. So she's trying to say 𝑩𝑬𝑬𝑹 sounds nasally, like she's singing with her nose plugged, like she's Squidward or some shit. But I did find it interesting because the definition of the thing saying that it's usually used during courtship and breeding. And she calls her an albatross. So I'm just going to leave that little breadcrumb right there. Buffy is over here with a bit of a hangover and subtle confusion entranced by music videos on the TV, admits that she is suffering from the aftermath of a night of badness. Willow then confusing, like I said earlier, this for meaning Parker again. Buffy clarifying no with 4 smart guys. And then Willow just looks at her and goes, oh. Ow. Okay, Willow, first off, wild choice of return wording. Like, what? What? Buffy speaks on going to see Xander at the pub, seeing stupid Parker, then came beer. Willow replying, and then group sex? What? Willow. I love Buffy too, because Buffy's super playful right now. It's like her hangover isn't treating her like shit like most people. She's just acting kind of silly and goofy, and she like pushes Willow. She's like, no, gutter face.
Just lots and lots of beer. It's nice, foamy, comforting. It's beer.
I absolutely love every time she says foamy. Willow feels for Buffy, drowning her sorrows over Parker, suggesting death by spider bites, but since death isn't on the menu, we will just settle for spitballs to the neck during class today. And Buffy is on board, after changing out of her pajamas for the day. I love it because Willow's like Buffy goes to walk to the door. She's like, all right, let's go to class. And she's like, Buffy. And then Buffy looks down at herself, and all Buffy does is go, and then walk towards her clothes. And I'm like, oh shit. But at least she acknowledges what Willow was trying to say, like putting on new clothes and shit. I'm like, oh my god, Buffy, you were tripping me out. Our next scene features more psych class and out of it Buffy, so much that she's got the hangover cravings and steals that girl's sandwich right out of her fucking hands.
Oh my god.
Y'all, it's literally just a scene for this. Ain't no way that she took that shit from a black girl and that girl didn't immediately turn around, take her earrings off, and pop Buffy in the fucking throat.
I know. I didn't even think about that.
I'm just saying, I know damn well a black girl gonna throw hands. She gonna be the first one to tie her hair up. That's what I'm saying. The earrings is out, the Vaseline.
But I don't know. Would you? Because I feel like some people would just sit there astonished, and by the time you've processed what happened, your sandwich is already gone, and it's not worth it.
Buffy just continues to eat it. She goes, nothing, I'm hungry, and then bites into the sandwich more.
I know, acts like it's totally ordinary to be snatching sandwiches in the middle.
You know what I am going to appreciate, though, is the fact that the second that Buffy stole that sandwich out of her mouth, that girl goes and wipes her lip. She didn't leave it on her lip for 14 seconds until the video clip ended, and then wipe it off. Like the girl from last episode, Angel, eating the damn cake. That shit tripped me the fuck out. I was like, come on, Melissa. No. I also wrote my notes. I was like, Joey doesn't share food. Over in a laboratory looking setup, we see that chemicals are being pumped into a keg of Black Frost beer before we find Buffy at the pub with her guy friends getting poured a fresh glass of beer. We're like, it's the same shit. Foamy. Xander watching from afar, and it's so comical because that girl at the bar is like, I'm having the worst day, holding like a Camel Crush cig in her hand and asking the bartender, aka Xander, if he's got a light. And he is so hyper fixated on Buffy over there that he just holds up a sign that says no smoking. I find this shit so funny because like he had the chance to do exactly what he's been wanting to all episode, and he just writes it off because he's one, worrying about his friend, and also trying to peep what Buffy's doing with these men, because of course, you know, it's Xander and Buffy. Like the energy gives off different than like seasons 1 through 3 or 1 and 2 Xander in this situation. But I was like, Xander, come on.
No,
like,
this feels a bit more heroic. Like he's just looking out for her.
Exactly, which I love Xander for this energy this season so far. But damn, I was like, how you gonna skip right over this? Go down there and talk to that girl. You can still eye Buffy while you're having conversation with her too, like Xander. But yeah, I like the writers when they do stuff like this. Over at the table, the crew continue to get sloshed, and their more logical and stimulating drinking combos seem to be completely out of the window because all we hearing is,
Hi, girls.
You stupid.
Now you stupid. No, you stupid.
Smelly head.
me and my sister Tiffany, we would always replay this part over and over again for whatever reason. I thought it was so hysterical when Buffy just does this. Like, seeing her act this way, I'm just like, what is happening? At the dorms, Willow is leaving but stopped by Oz, who she apparently has been avoiding and is giving excuses to. He invites her to the Bronze to sit in with him as Veruca's band Shy plays again this evening. And we can see more how this is still bothering Willow. So much that she's having an issue with her man and skipping out to study. Then to leave, she does this thing that she did back in Consequences with Buffy. She's like, okay, well, bye. Like, except this time she goes, see ya. Like, you remember, I think me and Courtney, we laughed about it. Buffy hanging out with Faith all the time before they have that interaction in the bedroom where she makes Buffy cry. And she's sitting on the couch and Buffy's like, so what's going on? And she's like, oh, I saw Faith lingering around, blah, blah, blah. And then she's like, all right, well, bye. And just gets up and leaves the conversation. So I was like, okay, so she's still being petty. Now she's like gassing up. Like, Willow is a whole other girl this season. This scene kind of bothered me though. Like, just to say, I don't classify Oz as being someone dumb and not being able to pick up on context clues, because Willow's clues are hella apparent. Like, they're displayed right in front of his face. And he didn't even try to ask her, or not even try to ask her. He didn't try to go after her whenever she's like, all right, bye. Like, he would have been like, why are you acting like that? Like, well, I'll go with you instead. Or like, you want to skip studying and like go do something again? Like, blah, 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 whatever. He should be able to pick up on the fact that she was, between last night into today, that she's irritated. I mean, I don't get why Willow's not just being transparent.
Well, I think Oz is ahead of the storyline. So he probably, as an actor, was just playing it more like he, do you get what I'm saying? Like, yeah. He knows. Yeah, so he was probably fine with Willow leaving. I know that sounds horrible to say, but like, I know, it's just he's going through it.
They're portraying him as like distracted.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's just not himself. Yeah, I'm like, what is going on? Yeah, he just seems like out of his mind. Yeah. Like, not in a crazy way like Buffy is, but you know,
he's just not aware of anything. And like, also, in a normal situation, like if you're sitting next to your partner anywhere in public and all of a sudden their gaze is fixated on another human being,
you hit them.
It's not gonna, I mean, your IQ doesn't have to be in a high bracket to figure out that's offensive to your partner. You know what I mean? You're basically like drooling over someone else in front of them, so much so that like they're talking to you and you're just kind of like, meh.
Literally though.
So he's being super dismissive of her for sure.
If it were me sitting there with him last night, this would have been Oz over here looking at Veruca, and I would have been like pulling his head back to look at me. Like,
No, I would have pulled his ass up on stage and pressed his face right up against hers and like, you want to take a closer look? There you go.
Pick him up by the scruff of his neck and carry him out like the werewolf he is.
It feels like purposefully out of character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Setting some stuff up. It's gonna be interesting. Anyway, so we're just like really trailing the breadcrumbs, being super delicious.
There's so much to discuss.
Literally though. Over at the bar, Buffy is obsessed with the beer and music Xander has put on and forcibly removing her from the bar in the most gentle way so Buffy can go home and get some sleep. Thankfully, she doesn't put up a fight and leaves. Seconds later, the boys start noticing, hey, girl gone. I think he says like, hey, where'd girl go?
Imagine writing that as dialogue. You're sitting there, you're a writer, you're on a huge television show, and you're like, character, girl gone.
Literally, and you have to say it like you're stupid or don't have the mindset like what words are in the same way, like you have to talk and grunt stuff, which is to say, like, I do like how the actor gets up in the chair like a Neanderthal and he smacks the table with the back of his hand like a Monkey Man or something would do. Like, that's very caveman. Like, good job on your acting, Colm. Like, whatever your actor name was, I can't remember because it's irrelevant. Either way, we next find Willow entering some basement looking coffee mock-up dive bar reject bronze looking cafe spot. I don't know, question mark. Like, maybe this is the grotto. Because remember the grotto?
Maybe.
Like in living conditions, she's like, I'm going to go down to the grotto and get some coffee. And Kathy's like, I'll come along. And you're like, stay.
There's so many places in Sunnydale that are like, we serve croissants and alcohol, and it's all ages.
Literally,
very
which this place didn't give beer, but clearly pub is that for sure.
Yeah.
When Willow makes it inside, she immediately sees Parker there also and goes right up to him, no time wasted, to give him a piece of her mind, which he should be able to tell too with her stiff lip, forced posture, crossed arms, and death glare. She tells him what he did to Buffy was unfair, only he isn't sure what she means. Okay, calm down, first of all. I'm about to slap you in the fucking mouth. Be glad I'm not Willow. I'm just gonna say that. We're gonna keep moving. So he says, and he doesn't feel he needs to explain his actions unless she needs him to. She sits with him, letting him continue, and he gives his breakdown about how people come and go in life sometimes, brief or not, and mansplains the idea of two people essentially just hooking up that have an attraction, but just that one night and never more than that. He's all like, I've done this. She should too. Yes, Parker, we know, but like, unlike Buffy, you do this every fucking night or at least 3 times a week, my dude. So, statement redacted. We know, like, we know he's been to the island. We're gonna put it that way because I haven't said that in 2 episodes. Anyways, except I have because it's been every Buffy episode and apparently Angel as well. Willow explains her and Buffy's like-minded viewpoints on intimacy and how it comes from respect and a different mindset, and Parker claps back with that, taking the fire out of casual sex, which I sort of agree with. In that moment, if it's a heat-in-the-moment type situation and 2 people are just hooking up, like you met at a party, you just met somewhere else, and you decide you want to go home and have sex or something, you went out for drinks, and it turns into this, sure, but this motherfucker courted Buffy for days. Days. Feeding into her emotionally, connecting with her. He did more than what someone who just wants to fuck does. Just saying. I'm not saying he was on the route to relationship forever or marriage, but you was doing the most, Parker. You know that. Like, take her on an actual date if that's the case. Like, Parker need to get slapped again or clubbed to the head, whichever. I'm here for either or. Willow half-ass agrees, and Parker claims he has no regrets and fucking lies, talking about how he didn't mean to mislead Buffy and feels bad if she's hurting. He's sorry. However, he is impressed that Willow is a good friend and cares about Buffy. And here we go. What was I going to say? I was going to say something. Parker... Hold on. I didn't write it down. And I remember thinking...
You're so enraged. You're like, oh, I can't.
I know, literally, though. I'm like, hold on. No, we're just going to keep moving. Maybe I say it later, and I think I put it here, but I didn't. Back at the bar, Xander tricks out the smelly heads and ends up with a big-ass tip, a.k.a. he steals their money, essentially, but it's their fault because they're dumb right now. It's a fun shift also from earlier where the power dynamic was different between Xander and them, and now they can think the same, so he's like in a higher position cognitively than them, I guess. Like, I also like how Xander gets this moment. It's kind of like karma finally came through for Xander finally. After how they treated him, he gets some great payback here. Colm has went off to the bathroom and starts to get loud in there. Xander worrying what's happening in there since its sounds emanating are, well, worrisome. Glass smashing, wood breaking, and eventually Colm busts through the fucking door, smacking Xander out and unconscious on the floor. This motherfucker 90s man Kool-Aid through the fucking, like, the Kool-Aid dude, like, oh yeah, through the fucking door. I was like, what the fuck? I remember the first time I watched it, I was like, how? Like, do they have like extra strength now or something like that? Or were cavemen really, really strong? They're just us, but like not as pretty. Like, I'm not trying to
I
like.
have a feeling that it wasn't that thought about.
I don't think so either.
Just a hunch.
A little one. A little. And eventually, though, I already talked about him smacking him into the floor. Okay, hold on. I just wanted to say Xander got smacked out into the floor again, I guess. What comes out doesn't exactly look like the man that went in, though, aka not pretty people. This one is giving more prehistoric cave vibes. The other guys sketch out as Cave Colm, is what I called him, sniffs Xander, half awake. But before they can head out, they all start to shift before us as primitive drum music starts to cue in. Like, we haven't heard this type of music since, like, the Pack, which is kind of interesting. This episode mirrors like Buffy transforming in with a pack of people into something else, kind of like Xander did. But obviously this is more comedic versus that episode was really dark and kind of like rapey vibes. Either way, we haven't heard drum music like that, I think, since then. Maybe I'm Pata. I don't know. I didn't fact check myself. You guys don't do it either because I don't want to have to pitch out. I mean, it sounds like it would fit, right? I'm being so serious.
I get you,
now.
yeah.
This podcast just got canceled, so y'all come see me on the Holier Than Thou podcast where we'll start picking up another show. Either way, we see them mutating into cavemen just like Colm. Xander gets up, wigging out himself, thankfully chasing the men out the door with his lighter. Fire bad, fire pretty, bullshit, fire angry. They run out. Xander rushes into the back room to speak with Jack and tell him what's occurred to the guys, aka his patrons have turned into cavemen, and Jack only responds, and they had it coming.
He's so blasé about it. I love it.
And he's so nonchalant. Yeah.
And then he sets down the fucking beers on top of the keg of Black Frost that we saw earlier. And we're like, oh, okay, this 100% makes sense. Like, this is interesting because when we covered Go Fish with you also, like, the coach was secretly slipping a substance to mutate the swim team into turn the swim team into the fish. And honestly, this is, again, exactly that type of situation. And it's like,
there's a running theme.
Yeah, like, you were literally meant to be here. Like, I see why this was next to the one chosen by you. Like,
but I also love this show how it, like, his explanation, like, they don't actually explain how he did it. He's just like, oh, my cousin's a warlock or whatever. Like, I love when they do stuff like that because it's just it
and
just
you're just
works.
like,
but it makes sense too. Like, of course your cousin's a warlock. Yeah. We'll pretend we're at that part of the episode so that way I can just skip all the rest of this. No, I'm just kidding. Out on campus.
Oh, did I skip ahead?
No, you're good. You're good. I'm literally kidding, but also not because I'm ready to go. No, I'm just kidding. Not really. I'm just ready to smoke some weed. Out on campus, the wild men run around climbing trees, eating leaves. Colm falls out of a tree, getting laughed at manically by his cave friend. So he decides to shut him the fuck up by breaking off a tree branch and clubbing him in the head with it, laughing at his unconscious primate. I love this little moment just because they're acting stupid and rambunctious, and that one dude's like, after he falls, he's like obnoxiously like, like, I'm like, shut up, first of all. So I get why he gets smacked. But then whenever he bonks him, the dude starts laughing back at him the same way. I'm like, oh my God. I'm so done with these people. So that's what I think is so funny, because like this episode, if you like dry humor to laugh in this way, you laugh at this type of shit. I get people sitting there and being what the fuck is happening right now? Like, why am I watching? I'm clicking skip. Wild at heart. Like, no, it's funny though. Like somewhat too much, because me and my sister would also rewind this scene and just laugh at it. We used to think the stupidest stuff was the literal funniest. Back over at the bar, Jack explains to Xander this is all occurring because of 20 years that he's been taking abuse from these snot-nosed kids who are spouting their college mindsets and thinking that they're better than them. Xander quick to be like, well, they are now. Dead. Xander quick to I already said that, sorry. Jack begs to differ and claims no, they're not, because he's basically brought them back down to exactly how your average man thinks. He literally responds, he's like, they ain't. Like, I'm like, okay, well, this makes sense 100%, because that's not how we actually speak. Like, you need no wonder the college guys were picking on you and Xander if this is how y'all speak. Grab a dictionary. You need some vocabulary lessons with Brandon. I got you. Xander catches on that he's done something to the beer, and Jack proudly exclaims how it's neat, huh? And how his warlock brother that Robbie spoiled 3 seconds ago showed him how to do it. Xander doesn't think it's quite as neat since he served them the beer and Buffy. Well, Xander, you were serving it whenever he didn't want to check for ID earlier, so you were already at fault. Like, come on, Xander. Xander goes to leave to find her, asking how much it takes to shift them. Jack admitting he can relax because the effects wear off in a day or so. Xander taking some semblance of charge to admit in that time someone could get hurt. And I wrote in capital letters, true. Like, I like this mindset for Xander because now he's like, I gotta be on the ball. I gotta go. Like, Xander low-key deserves Shining Slayer. I don't think I gave it to him, but we should probably be able to a little sidestep. He was doing some good things this episode. I really enjoyed him.
He's a good sport in this episode.
I enjoy it so much.
He is.
Finally, the episodes we like, Xander, it's because Nicholas is gone. I know all y'all's faces. All y'all, like, there's 14 of y'all.
No, I still enjoy the Xander slander.
Yeah, same. We'll get there again. Out on campus, one of the cave mates get hit by a freaking car, and instead of attacking the driver who runs off, they attack the car, acting like Buffy in the Halloween episode, thinking that it's the problem. A demon. I'm like, oh god. Like, they didn't even run to the guy for hitting them. They literally started attacking the car because they thought the car was the issue. Like, I'm like, oh my god. Okay. But cavemen, so it makes sense. Or 17th century women. You know, it's a thing. That is until they smell some pretty women walking by, and then they run off chasing them, just leaving the one in the road crying over his leg too. I'm like, damn, your friend out here with a broken leg. We never see him again the whole episode. Like, I hope when he reverts back, he gets to the hospital and doesn't like bleed out or have like internal bleeding in general. Like, his fucking leg, you know, he's doing the Rice method next week. The whole entire week. Rest, elevation, like ice compression, like all the things.
The nurse is like, what happened? And he's like, well,
I got hit by a car.
I turned into a caveman.
He said, I decided to be Buffy from the Anne episode and run out into traffic. Not to save someone, though. It's a different context. Of course, then in the Anne, after all, honestly, would be getting hit by a car. It makes sense. Over in Buffy's dorm hall, Xander walks with Giles, having informed him on what's happened, and Giles is scolding him because he served Buffy beer, as he should. Look at Giles, the responsible man. And knowing it was hexed or not, he still served underage women beer. Oh, yeah, duh. I'm like, what does it say? I wrote my notes. I was like, oop, clocked. I was like, well, that is true. I was like, but Jack do be telling them, like, if it's Black Frost, remember, there's no ID required. And then I wrote in my notes also, just like me and you with the turkey baster, mate. Inside joke with me and Courtney about how I'm going to get her pregnant and how we're going to do it the regular way and not with the turkey baster. Just so you all.
Now it's not an inside joke.
It's not. It's on the outside. I'm
Now
worried
it's an
about how
outside
I'm going to
joke.
be inside, you know? I'm sorry, I've been drinking, you guys. I'm just feeling a little goofy.
He's definitely
I
had some
haven't
Black
had
Frost.
one drop of anything. Look, I have a bottle of water, Callaway Blue. You can find it.
Reckless.
You can find it at Publix. It's spring water. Anyways,
Bad water.
Giles and Xander arrive at Buffy's room, finding her inside, drawing on the walls, cave style, smacking the
With
image
what,
of the.
by the way? What is she drawing?
I don't know.
on the
I don't know
walls
if
with?
it's lipstick or like.
Or is it shit?
If it's
Is it shit?
that sounds dookie.
I'm dead.
Okay, I don't think it's shit
No.
because they're colored. Like, there's little yellow people there, which honestly, I mean, we know what the other color is. But there's the guy she's drawing, which is Parker, because she's smacking the image and going, Parker bad, as she beats the image.
Yeah.
But Parker's drawn in red, so if the other things are brown and that's red, and then we got yellow people drawn, like Buffy was working with what she got, I guess. But I'm just kidding. Like, there's green and other ones too. Like, I think it's probably, I don't know if she found her bag of markers that she's got from somewhere, or if it's like literally, like I said, lipstick or nail polish, or like
Food
she
or
dug through
something.
the
I don't
room,
know.
like, I don't know,
Probably.
some leftover nail polish Kathy left or some shit like that, I guess, in her drawer. Cutscene transition, though, back to Bad Parker being bad at the grotto. I'm claiming that that's where they are now, by the way. Now sitting more intimately, chatting with Willow in a secluded, dimly lit corner, admitting that he does get to know a lot of women, not in a bragging way, but he hasn't found the one yet. You know, a girl that he can sit with and spew what's on his mind, just chill vibes with. You know, like what he's having with Willow. Wondering if he can tell her something private, aka what I just said, but adding with a hand to rub her arm how he's enjoyed talking with her, and she agrees, noting she's actually wondering something about him. He gives her the eyes and asks what, and Willow just looks him dead in the face and goes,
Just how gullible do you think I am? I mean, with your gentle eyes and your shy smile and your ability to talk openly only to me. You're unbelievable. What? This isn't sharing. This isn't connecting. It's the pleasure principle. That's right. I got your number, id boy. Only thing you're thinking about is how long before you can jump on my bones.
Look, if you think that I'm...
I mean, you men. It's all about the sex. Find a woman, drag her to your den, do whatever's necessary just as long as you get the sex.
Thank God.
Were you thinking that Willow was about to get got next?
For sure. I was like, I know this is not happening.
I remember when I was first watched it, I thought maybe he had some sort of like... Because I literally was like, oh my God, is Willow going to sleep with him? And I literally thought he was using some sort of magic or something.
Literally, you wouldn't be surprised in Sunnydale, especially if Parker keeps popping up the way he does. Like, it would make sense.
And that would
like
also explain why Buffy's been crazy.
Yeah, crazy.
Nope, he's unfortunately just a fuckboy. I love it. As soon as she asks how gullible he thinks that she is, he drags his hand back awkwardly, like off of her, like as if he's gotten caught. He's like, oh fuck. Then she ends her rant with how men haven't changed since the dawn of time. End scene transition magic to the cavemen busting in the grotto with the two women that they were chasing down, clearly as they're now hostages. And Willow looking at them and then back at Parker to say, see? Before they knock her down and out. Oh, and Parker too. That's just so funny. It reminds me of Dead Man's Party when Willow's like talking about like we might as well add some violence, and then the zombies crash in, and she goes, "I was being like hypothetical or like whatever."
Yeah.
She doesn't say hypothetical. She's like, "I was being sarcastic." It reminds me of that. Like, I love how the show does this in this moment. Like, I'm like, oh. But Willow, you took that. Willow's smart. She took the 1 second that these people just crashed in and goes, "Cavemen, see, like the dawn of time right here before us." I'm like. They put it really for us.
Couldn't have worked out better.
It's done. Like, okay, I gotta add on to it though. Like, Courtney, what did you think of Willow here having this moment just in general to like fuck over Parker with this?
Oh my God, I loved it, especially because I definitely was a little worried. Like,
yeah,
you know, you see the same pattern unfolding with Parker, so you're just kind of like, are you serious? This is how this is gonna end? She like straight up has the best intentions to go confront this idiot for her friend, and then all the while just ends up doing the same thing, and the next thing we know, Willow's gonna be losing her fucking mind and going crazy over Parker, and then we're gonna have two unhinged bitches to deal with, which we can't have because Willow's the only one talking any sense into Buffy. So I just saw all these like worst case scenarios playing out. I'm like, they cannot possibly go here because it'll just like everything will come undone. So I'm glad that she definitely even thought to take the time to like string him along for a second and make him think that like, okay, yeah, I'm dumb, and you're gonna think I'm dumb until you don't.
That's one of the things I love so much about Willow. I kind of say it later in my quotes or something like that, but not my quotes, for something else. I don't know how I want to talk about that or if I want to talk about it necessarily right now, but like I love the fact that she like plays him right here, especially like in this stint of it. I guess I'll just wait to talk about it later. I got some more Shangels review shit for y'all, but he said for the scene, he said the most interesting and significant part of this episode for me. Sorry, I hit the vape pen and it's killing my throat. That wasn't smart. The most interesting and significant part of this episode for me is the Parker versus Willow conversation about casual sex. I see both sides of this argument. On the one hand, casual sex can be perfectly acceptable. However, both sides of the party need to be aware of the situation before it happens. Buffy didn't know that it was a one-night stand. Parker made Buffy believe that he wanted a relationship and then totally screwed her over. What this conversation does show is how manipulative Parker truly is, and I truly believe that Willow has been sucked in by Parker and that she's feeling empathetic towards him until she does the whole "how gullible do you think I am" comment, and then they were like, yes, Willow, you're a fucking goddess. Like that whole play out of that is amazing, just because you get the lead up of that in the beginning of that conversation, because I was getting irritated when they were talking about it and he's giving both them sides. Like I said, I could see a little bit in the beginning, but then as he continues to talk, I'm like, I don't know, seeing Shangels review, whenever I read it through, I was like trying to form my own words, and I was like, I feel exactly the same way, because while I was watching it, I was literally thinking to myself the statement that he just said. This is why we say fuck Parker, because of what he's doing to these women. It's consensual sex, yes, but they don't have all the info. He's leading them on under a false guise, which is like why Buffy dude Chris, why he said that in our episode when we recorded with him, that he's like past your average fuck boy. He's like a whole other era of fuck, like boy. Like,
and Willow sort of functions like an audience insert in this scene too, because she kind of gets to say all the stuff that we as an audience kind of want to, because we've been screaming at the TV going, Buffy, like, what are you doing,
especially Meredith?
Yeah,
for real though. Yeah, but the whole fucking thing, like, it's just I love that we get this moment, because like you said, it is for the audience, for us to finally be like, oh my god, somebody finally told his ass off, like this is the best. Like, it'd be great if somebody could just like punch him.
And Allison's so good at scenes like this where she's got like the upper hand on someone. I feel like she really kind of nails those sort of moments.
Yeah. Back in Buffy's room, Giles and Xander just Oh my god, this scene. Okay, this is my favorite scene, I think, Loki, in the actual whole episode. Because in her room, Giles and Xander are like literally, we cut back over there and they're watching Buffy spin herself in a fucking chair round and round. Like, she is so fascinated by the simplest things until she rolls out of it. And then she like goes over to the TV and she's like, the TV's off. She doesn't know how to cut it on. She's like, Buffy want people. Like, so now Buffy doesn't have actual fucking verbiage. She does not know how to speak. She needs to take vocabulary lessons with Brandon also. Giles talks real slow in that whole, like, you know, Xander to Empata type way, and tells Buffy, he goes, the TV is off.
He's off.
Fucking dead. Xander, and then
funny.
And then he tells Xander that she doesn't seem to be in any immediate danger, which is true. Just leave her locked in her bedroom. Like, don't let her out. I mean, obviously, do let her out because the guys are about to try to set some shit on fire. Buffy gonna get blamed for that anyways because we know what Sunnydale, but you know, still, like, either way, Buffy walks up to him and she starts sniffing all over Xander, and you know, Xander loves this, but Xander is not a smelly head. His whole body smells, so she's like, this is it for me. I love this. She's like, he ate. Then he tells Giles about how Jack told him about the effects wearing off, and it's too late because he said the fucking B word, beer, and now Buffy want beer. Giles tells her that she can't have that, and an unhappy cave slayer turns around in a fit, menacingly staring at him, expressing want beer. Giles, alert and on edge as she fucking, this bitch goes, Buffy's strong or whatever. I thought she said Buffy want beer. She probably does say Buffy want beer again. I think, like, I don't know.
She does at some point.
She's like, huh? Like, I don't know. It's just so funny to see Sarah Michelle do this. She says Buffy strong, and he agrees. And I like you can see Giles processing in his head, like, oh, I done fucked up. Like, he's like, I can't piss off her. She's like literally not in her right mind right now. If she goes to attack me, she's not going to know what she's doing, and she's also going to throw me out this 2-story window with the flick of a finger. She's a vampire slayer. Like, he knows. Either way, he agrees. But Buffy needs to get beer and shoves him and Xander out the way, running out the room. Back at the grot, the cavemen build an indoor fire, since this is about to be their new home, I guess, scaring away people who come in. Like, those people try to come in or that guy to have a drink, and he's like, I would have turned around and left too. Inside, they take notice to the out-of-control fire spreading then, because they've been piling chairs up, and I guess they had a controlled thing, and that one chair tips over and starts lighting other things on fire. So they did have it controlled in the middle of the floor, because, you know, cavemen like fire. They want to do their whole primal thing. I get it. Like, all of a sudden these men know about fire like that too. Like, did they use a lighter? Were they over there doing that fucking swivel thing down with a piece of stick, or like were they fucking, what's his face, Tom Hanks in it from, what's that movie where he's on the island with the fucking
Wilson? Oh, that's not what it's
volleyball.
Wilson. He's thinking about him in the water. About Wilson.
Castaway. Castaway is the name of that movie.
Yeah.
I said that.
Oh, did you? I didn't hear
Castaway.
it. Okay, anyway, sorry. Courtney said it, and I said it again because I like to copy her. Today, anyways. Oh my god. They start freaking out, and Xander eventually catches up to Buffy on the campus, lost. This bitch is just staring around. He's trying to connect with her and see if there's any part of Buffy still in there. Her sniffing the air because, you know, he holds out his jacket. He's like, remember me? Boys smell nice. And she goes, no, I smell smoke.
And
you.
She's standing on the weirdest angle. She's like, kind of
punched
a bit, but like...
They told her to drop her shoulder forward and lean down a little bit. Again, acting incredible. She sniffs the air, smells the smoke, and exclaims fire bad before her and Xander start to head that direction. When they arrive, Buffy smashes in the barricade with her cave slayer strength. Once again, I had forgotten, because it's been a while since I really paid attention to this episode like that. I guess that since the people kept walking in, they eventually put a barricade in front of the thing so people would stop coming in. But I'm like, wasn't the fire already outraging and burning by that point too? Like, I'm like, what? This doesn't make sense. So like, the fucking set team came up and put this in there like, yeah, we got to create a barricade that Buffy can bust through, but also the fire is raging at this point. We didn't think to put this in the thing beforehand. Like, they could have put that little moment in the scene where they were stacking more stuff up, I guess, after they scared the guy off.
But I think you're putting more thought into it than the writer
I always do that, but because I need context. I need to see these things. You can't leave me hanging. Otherwise, I have to source out Courtney conspiracies, and we all know how those turn out. But that's a cool effect though, because that thing is barricaded hardcore. and Buffy just smashes the whole thing down and shit. Like,
Yeah.
she's like
The
cage
stunt
slayer.
work in this episode's great.
This bitch staggers in down the stairs in the silliest Buffy is in a Neanderthal kind of way. Like, again, doing that fucking, I wish people could see me right now. Just so cute. Especially with this long, stringy ass hair that we talked about. Like, dead. She tries to be smart since she's not full cave woman, grabbing a fire extinguisher, us thinking that she's going to use it. And she does, just incorrectly by tossing the whole thing over into the fire. I was like, oh, I'm like, no. And this is stupid, like crazy too, because she looks at the fire and clearly she says fire bad before she even gets there. And she decides to try to touch the fire while she's there.
Yeah.
She said, I touched the fire and it doesn't freeze me. Maybe it'll make sense one day. Everybody else knows that.
One day.
After she tosses that thing into the fire, she notices Willow is laying over on the floor unconscious, and her instincts kick in as she hops across the flames with a kick-ass somersault, honestly, moving over to Willow. Xander finally makes it there and can't take the smoke and has to go back outside because he walks in trying to see, and you can't fucking see because this place is smoked the fuck out. Looks like me and Courtney in there smoking. Outside, he's like, where the hell is Giles? That's the main point of this. Because we cutscene transition magic to our other favorite scene where Giles is in the dorm playing Have You Seen Her with students and imitating primal blonde Buffy and her monkey sideways limp-like walking patterns. Like, and we already said it at the beginning. Like, it's so funny watching Giles do this, and that guy's just like, okay. He's like, nah, bro. He's like, that guy's regretting smoking outside 5 minutes before he had this interaction with Giles because he was not ready.
He's also like,
who
is this 50-year-old librarian like just walking around the door?
He's like, are you a professor here? Are you a student? Oh my god. And it's sad too because you like I said earlier, this student's probably like, I don't think I've seen a disabled girl, but like they don't get contextually, they're talking about literally like people that have been turned into cave people or anything like that. And it's like Giles trying to describe a demon or something like that. People just feel like, what?
And he's like, Anthony's mannerisms are like, he's a lot fun. Everyone always thinks Giles is just kind of like the exposition guy, but if you watch his performances, he is very funny.
Yeah, especially this season, he starts to come out of that shell a little bit because he usually just has like little remarks that he made in previous seasons, and he has great quips, great delivery of his lines and stuff like that in that way. But he's different now, so like we're going to see something different. I know this is like a completely level of different, but still. Back at the soon-to-be grotto bando, Buffy spots a window, and unlike Angel with his gadgets, she climbs up to the beams and uses them to make her way over. I was like, at least these are like nice beams up here that she can like catapult off of and like do whatever, climb across. She does a pretty cool stunt, like in my opinion, where she like loops her legs and then flips backwards, like and pushes the thing over and then does a somersault, like back tuck, like I don't know. It's giving like Bring It On, like back handspring tuck out, rolling back handspring tuck out, blah 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 blah, full twisting.
Yeah.
You guys know the thing. I've put it in here as a clip before. So, she hops back down to grab Willow. The guy seeing the window and moving a bookcase to climb up and out the window. I'm like, okay, they're smart enough to exit. That's awesome. Maybe it's wearing off. The girl hostages also follow after them. Did y'all notice, by the way, too, that when they brought these girls in here, and still even right now, these girls' hair was messed up and they had dirt on them and shit like that? Like they didn't look like the pretty girls that they were before. I'm like, did they like touch all over them or like attack them in the ground and fuck their hair all up and then they ended up looking like this? Like
there are so many inconsistencies in this whole last act with the grotto or whatever it's called. It's like you were just saying before about the fire and then the barricade, and like I feel like and I also feel like Buffy's hair changes. Sometimes it's more ratty than it is.
Yeah, I saw that too. Yeah, I saw that as well. And I mean, it makes sense. That's what I was about to say. The hairdressers on the set, like, I get it because if those guys, obviously, they chased the girls down, so they had to attack them and rolled around the ground.
Yeah.
So I get dirt being on them or something like that, and then being drug around like against their will. All that makes sense energetically. But as far as their hair being teased to hell and back by the hair and makeup team, like. That was just too much. They didn't tumble around the ground for that much.
The hair suffered smoke and inhalation.
Courtney's conspiracies, you guys. You see where they take us.
There it is.
Anyways.
Chalk it up to that.
The girls walk by and exit, and we see... that they were over there chilling by passed out Parker. We're like, we forgot Parker was in here. Xander helps them all out into the alley. Willow telling him Buffy is still inside. Buffy has stayed to find any other people in need of help, but only Parker remains. He awakens, seeing Buffy, and through horrible coughs expresses fear and asks Buffy what they're going to do. Well, what Buffy's going to do is smack you in the fucking head because she hits him hard with that damn wooden branch that she's picked up off the ground, and he's back out unconscious. He like just woke up after being hit in the head last time. Like he gets hit 3 times.
Not enough. We need more.
Not enough. She picks him up though and starts carting him off to safety. Would y'all have left Parker in there?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely. I would have been like, burn, bitch.
Well.
I mean, it's basically accomplishing the one thing that she was already discussing earlier, except you don't need a cave and you don't need vampires and your whole shit is laid out right there in front of you. Just walk away.
But listen, they're still going to blame
but
it on
I also
Buffy.
love that. Why
would they blame it on Buffy? Because she's notorious for burning shit down. Yes, that's what I said
earlier. Sorry. Anyways, what were you saying, Robbie?
Well, I was just going to say, I love, though, that, like, even in a sort of magical state of mind or whatever you want to call it, like, Buffy's instinct is still to, like, save people.
Yes, that's what my whole point was about to be. I like that Buffy still saves Parker. Yes. You know what I mean? I would leave him. I didn't answer for myself. Like, I wouldn't have left him in there because if I had seen him, it would have been like a guilty conscience thing. Obviously, he hasn't done so much like for his life to be gone, but I get joking about it and being like, yeah, I would have left his ass in there. Out of sight, out of mind. I didn't see him in there. Parker was in there? Damn, where he parked his car? I don't know. I thought it was going to make a fun Parker joke about parking something. Only thing we know what he knows how to park. That dick and every other woman on campus. Hey, at least it opened up for that joke, and that one was funny. Later, we find fire trucks putting out the fire. Outside, Giles sitting with Buffy and Willow. Xander coming up to ask them if they had fun tonight and if Buffy learned a lesson in all of this. What did we learn about beer specifically? Buffy just happy to reply, foamy. Anyways, now that that's clear, we see the other cave boys are locked in the back of a van. One that wasn't
I love that shot, by the way.
His feet on the thing killing me and them banging and stuff like that. Well, they're banging right now, but whenever like the scene clips away later before we fade to black, like you see his feet on the fucking thing and stuff like that. Like they're just tumbling around in this car having the time of their fucking life. It's so funny. The van also we find is one that Xander locked them in, having just decided to put him in it because they're like, whose van is that? And he's like, I don't know, it was unlocked. I'm like, oh shit. Somebody gonna come back and their fucking seats are ripped open and shit.
Random car.
Buffy moves over to connect with them through the windows. That is before Parker comes up to Buffy, telling her exactly what she had been daydreaming that he would say to her.
Buffy. I don't know how to say this. I'm sorry for how I treated you before. It was wrong of me, and I'm sorry. You were great tonight, really. I may not deserve this, but do you think you could forgive me?
Well, at least he apologizes right here. I don't know if it was sincere or not, but he did come forward and apologize for what he did to Buffy because he had already had that talk with Willow. He just had a near-death experience. A lot of times when people experience death, they usually get like a trauma response or some kind of like PTSD response where they want to tell everybody that they love in their life, like they love them and want to be like changing their ways or something or appreciating life or things like that. You know what I mean? Especially like me yesterday with Courtney, literally, like whenever I found out about Jules, like that's how people act. They start reassessing the things that they've done. Parker, on the other hand, is probably going to be back to his bullshit next week because, well, we know he will be, actually. We'll say it that way.
We need Dolly Parton to like show up with a pistol and like turn him from a rooster to a hen.
Yeah, exactly. Buffy looks at him though whenever he apologizes and tilts her head to the side and then smacks him in the head once more with that hunk of wood that she's still carting around. Her friends surrounding her and looking at passed out Parker. Willow all smiles and the others not giving a fuck about him because who would? They grab Buffy and usher her away from the caveman van. We fade to black and here endeth the episode. I love that. They all stare at Parker and they're like, job well done. Oh well, and then leave. Xander's like, thank God we ain't got to hear about this motherfucker anymore. Like, clearly.
For real.
I wrote this little thing because I was having this moment whenever, and I couldn't figure out where to really place it in the episode. I had it at the beginning, I had it in the middle, and then I finally just put it here. Something I realized upon watching this episode is that Buffy's pain that she's been experiencing over Parker, she's definitely been hurt by what happened. And we see that linger over a couple episodes, obviously, as well. But the reaction feels bigger than the situation. And I think like Parker is more than the actual trigger or like wound that we talked about before. Because Buffy had already been carrying a lot of emotional trauma from, like I said, the men in her life, the abandonment issues, like since becoming the Slayer. It's not just like what Angel did to her, it's what her dad did to her too. Like she's experienced this. We heard her say that last episode with her mom about like all men leave, I should just like give up.
Yeah.
The instability of these people in her life, like the fact that opening up to someone romantically tends to end in loss. After what we discussed up to now, like from the harsh light of day and stuff, I think Parker just pokes at that wound, because the reason I got on this tangent, and then why I wrote that as a way to preface what I'm about to say, in the Buffyverse, if Buffy was truly devastated by this betrayal, the show has a way of handling that. We saw that with Cordelia in The Wish. She was genuinely crushed by Xander, you know, cheating on her and shit like that. That pain was so intense that a vengeance demon literally appeared to grant her a wish and destroy his world, or attempt to anyways. If Buffy had been that deeply shattered by what Parker specifically did to her, you could almost imagine like a vengeance demon would pop up and be ready to help exact some revenge, essentially. But that doesn't happen. Instead, this episode reduces everything down to the most primitive emotional truth. And when Buffy is turned into a cave woman, the only thing she really feels about Parker is simple and direct. Parker's bad. She was chalking that up to herself anyways to begin with. And to me, that pretty much sums up like the fact that Parker isn't some grand love for Buffy, and he's being treated like the man that broke her heart forever by her, and he's just a guy who behaved badly. But like the fact that his storyline ends with Buffy literally bonking him on the head with a club makes it very apparent that like it was more of an annoying life lesson for Buffy to go through. Yeah. She just had to learn things the hard way and deal with this. Like I said about Shangel's review earlier, it makes sense why Buffy's been feeling the way she's been feeling. Like at this point, what Buffy probably needs though, upon assessment of that, is a really good therapist or like a life coach, some advanced integrative therapy.
Oh my God,
in general.
She needs a therapist. That girl definitely needs a therapist.
Hardcore AIT, like, the strongest. But like that whole thing, because I was like, why did a vengeance demon pop up? Like that was my first argument with myself that led me to all that other shit that I framed around that. I'm like, but also, like I said, realization of it, like she's just mourning Parker way too long and she doesn't need to.
Yeah. I think her character also, she came to a place of self-acceptance and confidence within herself by the end of high school. And then I think college has really thrown her, especially in the beginning. Like it might get better later on, but she hasn't really been super duper herself since she started college, because I think just the new experience of all of it has kind of knocked her confidence around a little bit as well, which I think might also play a little role in how she feels about Parker. Because to literally every audience member, Parker is literally nothing. I mean, you go from Angel to Parker. It's like they're not even remotely close.
At all. That's what I'm saying. Like you think of some grand love person or something like that. It's not. Like it's Parker. But I like how it sets it up, because when you really sit back and think about it, you're like, huh, well, Parker's trash. He's literally nothing. And Buffy realizes it this episode, so we're happy for her for that. But also Buffy just needed to deal with her stuff. Like I've had to learn harsh lessons. We all have. We've all made stupid mistakes or fawned over someone for too long, drowned our sorrows in beer, alcohol, weed, whatever the fuck.
No, I've done
worse
that
than others.
Many
said, I'm gonna put myself on blast. All right, really quickly, themes and metaphor for this episode. Alcohol is bad for you. The end.
Correct.
Just kidding. Beer bad takes Buffy's emotional state after Parker's rejection and turns it into a pretty literal metaphor. Instead of dealing with the embarrassment and hurt directly, Buffy tries to drown it in alcohol. The magically tainted beer exaggerates that idea by stripping down the students to their most primitive instincts, turning the college guys she's drinking with into actual cavemen, who then become aggressive and territorial, basically turning the phrase acting like a caveman into something literal. What's interesting is Buffy's transformation doesn't erase who she is. Cave Buffy might be simple and easily distracted, but her instincts stay the same. She's angry at Parker, she likes fire, and when Willow is in danger, she immediately protects her. Buffy's core instinct is still to save people. The episode also uses Willow to call out Parker's behavior directly. When he tries his usual charm on her, Willow completely shuts him down and points out how primitive his whole approach to relationships really is. It lines up perfectly with the caveman metaphor the episode has been building. And in the end, Buffy quite literally clubs Parker after he apologizes to her, and it's played for laughs, but it's also a pretty fitting way for the show to close that book on the Parker story once and for all.
Yeah, there's actually some like really good thematic stuff in this episode. I mean, like I know look, it isn't the best episode in the world, but like there's some good themes and metaphors and stuff in there.
Mm-hmm.
I think it must have been Becoming Buffy podcast.
Must have been.
Where Sarah was saying that the reason they did this episode had something to do with like they were going to get a grant or something for doing like an anti-alcohol message.
Yeah. I saw that on the Buffy Fun Facts. I didn't write it down because it seemed boring, but Sarah would talk about that. Low key, she would say the same thing about herself. That's where Leah would be like glazing their eyes over and be like, "Why is she talking about this in the Buffy Fun Facts?" No shade, Sarah. I love you.
It is interesting to note though that like I think one of the many things that I love about this show is that only on this show could a company be like, you know, if you want to do like an anti-alcohol message, we'll sort of like endorse it or whatever. Yep. And then they were like, how can we do this? And then the thing they came up with was cave people.
Yeah, they saw that and they said, no, we're going to pass. We're good. We don't need that message spread, okay? We're good.
They were like,
they're like, we didn't want the origin story to be a corrupt bartender.
They said, and I get it. My brother's a warlock also, but still.
We still want people to drink. It's just want to put the message out there that it's bad.
Literally, though.
I feel like that would make you more scared to go to a bar than it would to drink.
I want to know.
I'd be like, I'm just not going to trust alcohol unless I like get it from a store and the can is sealed or the bottle is sealed or whatever, you know, like, and if anything, you created an anti-bar like marketing scheme.
Anti-bar marketing scheme.
Anti-bar
marketing scheme.
I want to know what happened to the bar owner.
I know. I had the same question at the end. I was like, they're not going to let us know anything. Like,
maybe he'll come back.
He just opens the bar whenever it's fixed after the fire and does the same shit again.
Or he just slaps a big insurance claim on it and then goes to Carbo.
You're right. That's exactly what he
did. Do you drink, Robbie?
I am sober.
Oh wait, we know. Sorry. Oh my god, I know this though, and I just fucking asked that. I literally commented on your post 3 weeks ago.
No, you're fine. I don't expect people to remember the minutiae of my life. No, I've been sober for over 8 years.
What was your drink of choice?
Oh wow.
Everything.
That's why he stopped doing it.
I think the first time that I blanked out or blacked out, whatever, was in the cul-de-sac near my house, and I was like 13.
Oh my god.
Robbie. Damn.
Robert.
Shit. Damn. Not the full.
And I remember, the only thing I remember about that night is I was at a party. There was a lot of shit going on. And this guy was like, have you ever had absinthe? Absinthe? Yeah. And I was like, no. And then I was literally drinking it like it was fucking water.
Oh my god, you saw 12 green fairies.
And you were 13? Holy crap.
You saw fucking Tinkerbell and her whole family that night.
I would have probably seen my grave, like, honestly.
And I've never, ever, ever, ever felt like I can remember how awful I felt the next day. Like I've never felt like that again. Like just that, like, you know, that like really like my head, body, like.
I've had that.
Do y'all think Buffy?
And then I built a great tolerance.
I guess she wasn't drinking as much too, and that was something I guess worth talking about, but we didn't talk about it, and I'm gonna talk about it right now. Like, do you think Buffy also like kind of, since her Slayer powers like were maybe averting it, or she didn't have it as much as the other guys? That's why she didn't go full primal. Besides Sarah Michelle Gellar saying I ain't putting that shit on my face.
Well,
maybe.
I feel like they didn't want to cover Sarah's face, because why would you want to cover that pretty face?
Of course not.
Or maybe it's because she's the Slayer that she has like.
That's what I was thinking, like in a way, mixed with the two, because she was drinking just as much as them. I know they had been drinking a couple of days prior and getting the Black Frost, so they were on the upswing. But she acts about as stupid and mindless as these guys do, just not as stupid and mindless.
But then there's also that thing in the Buffyverse where it's like it feels like Buffy is immune to a lot of stuff that would affect like a normal person, but then when she's like emotionally not well, like she
then it's like
the same.
Extreme.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
So maybe that's why.
I don't know. There's Brandon, Courtney, and Robert's conspiracies. Robert Downey Jr. Fox.
I honestly just think we're like putting way too much thought into this. I don't think
We like to do
All
that.
right, well,
I really don't think they thought this episode through.
Buffy fun facts, so we can get the fuck out of here. Producer Douglas Petrie says, despite the negative reaction of the fans to seeing Buffy being battered about by the forces of college and being treated so callously by Parker, they had to ride that out until this episode because they didn't want her to find her strength immediately in this new setting. Duh. He describes the episode saying, well, very young people get unlimited access to alcohol and become horrible. We all do it, or most of us do it, and live to regret it, and we wanted to explore that. And we're like, well, clearly, and y'all did. Xander thinks he knows enough. Oh, I already talked about that. Basically, the cocktail reference that he makes earlier, the hippie hippie shake. And I'm like, I saw that movie one time when I was like 8 when my mom was watching it, but I never watched it again and never will because who's going to watch anything with Tom Cruise in it? Seriously.
Yeah, not me.
Yep, not me either. I am going to join his cult, though. What is it, Scientology that he's in? Is that what it is?
Oh.
Don't even get me started on them videos. That'll be a whole other tangent. Xander says that Giles spent the 60s in an electric Kool-Aid funky Satan groove, a reference to the parties at the time that served LSD-laced Kool-Aid drinks, as reported in the book The Electric Kool-Aid Acid Test of 1968. I guess the book was published. I thought that was funny because I didn't really catch that until I read the fun fact, and then I went back and rewatched the episode to put some of my notes in, and I was like, he's talking about Giles whenever he was with like Ripper and doing all the drinking and like raising demons and stuff. He's like Kool-Aid funky Satan groove. I'm like dead. And then also, like, I guess the last one, I'll leave you guys on this one. This episode earned a Primetime Emmy Award nomination in 2000 for outstanding hairstyling for a series. I guess they're talking about Buffy's hair and those teased girls' hair. So I don't know.
This episode?
This
They're definitely talking about the dreads.
Earned a Primetime Emmy Award for shitty looking hair. I don't know if it's the makeup. I don't know. Like, of all the episodes they've done so far, like the judge couldn't get it. Fucking Drusilla's outfits or something. Like, I don't know. I just gave her a compliment. What's wrong with me? I think I'm getting sick, you guys. I just gave a compliment to Drusilla. Anyways. Right.
Well, the character, like, not actual
sure.
person.
Sure. They're both the same. I hate them both. Anyways, what I don't hate is our final slays that we can now move into. Final slays, anti-bar marketing scheme. I love Black Frost. Bonk Parker on the head again. I wrote that down while we were waiting. What you guys got for quotes this episode?
Just the whole, like, she kind of walks with, like, that whole thing is just
Giles monologue.
Hey. And when Giles goes, yes, Buffy very strong. I love that.
Basically, Giles.
Yes. I do love Giles. Not gonna lie.
I only have one, so I'll read it and then Courtney can go. I didn't write down more. Usually I write down a couple, but this is the one that stood out to me at the time when I was watching it. When Xander and Willow are having the exchange at the beginning, when her and Buffy are sitting outside doing schoolwork, and he comes up and he gets the fake ID out and shows it to him, and he like comments about it or whatever, and he's like, "What gives it away?" And she just replies, "Looking at it." That shit was so funny. She said it so dead face, and then as a follow up to that same scene, technically I guess it's two, but it's in the same sentence. Like he's like saying, "Buffy, be drunk for me" or whatever, and Willow all goes like, "I got pregnant by my stepbrother" and blah blah blah, and he's like, "What?" And then she's like, "That was me being weak and like vulnerable and stuff for you to talk to practice on." And I'm like, look at Willow like trying to stand up for Xander and like be there for him, feed into his bullshit. Whole thing. What are your quotes, Courtney?
That was one of them.
Oh well, then I'm glad I said it then because that was my only fucking one. I had a few.
And then just right before that, when Xander was like, "I'm the new bartender at the pub. Got my lighter, my rag, my empathy face." And then when Riley was talking about Parker and he said that guy should have his attention span checked, when they called Buffy the cave slayer, I thought that was really funny. And then at the end where Xander was talking about them when they were trapped in the van, at the unlocked van that he put them in, and he was like, "This will give them some time to ponder the geopolitical ramifications of being mean to me."
Yeah, that shit was funny because he had that whole of it.
There's also a great line reading where Xander has the lighter, and he for some reason he goes really in and he's like, "Fire bad."
I used to think it was Xander that screams fire angry. It's the cavemen before they run. They go fire angry and run out.
I thought it was. Fire angry.
I think it. I mean, I might be wrong. I'm wrong about people quoting shit. Apparently, like go listen to the Harsh Light a Day. But like,
well, I just watched the episode and I can't remember the lines. So, like, I'm
shit.
the wrong person.
Me too. And I wrote a whole script for it, and now I'm talking about it. So here we are. Who'd you guys award Shining Slayer to? Buffy. Like I said, I almost would have gave it to Xander. We can obviously like state why, like we know why, because he was fucking killing it all episode. He really helped kind of basically save the day. I did it for Buffy just because Willow would have burned up had she not been there, because Xander couldn't get inside and she was already in there, and she saved Willow, so she kind of helped get everybody out. So Shining Slayer is the no duh for this one for me.
I just feel like he so rarely is, so I'm like, I'm gonna give it to him this one, because I also thought he was funny the whole episode.
Maybe you can draw him now. Oh, okay. Anyways, no, there was a whole thing we talked about in Go Fish where you were like, you're saying I'm gonna draw him in a Speedo, which you did, and you're like, I find it so hard to just even draw him. I don't like him.
Oh yeah, because I think I drew Giles in the Speedo.
You said you were going to. We never saw that because I said I needed to see it hardcore. I also asked for you to draw me a picture of what the Go Fish monsters' dicks look like, and I never got that one either.
Well, I'll get right on that. Really important stuff.
Thanks.
I need to do.
Thanks. Yeah, don't handle all the drama that's going on outside.
You know, don't. After your street is not flooded anymore.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
Oh my god.
We'll give you some.
Well, the sun is out now, which is good. It's a promising sign.
Like, hopefully it's dried some of the water up.
The crackling went away, so. What wigged you out this week?
Parker's existence.
Yeah. And the hair.
Basically. Just the ongoing of Parker's existence in the show, really.
I love it.
And then it didn't give me the Wiggins until we started recording, but the idea of what Buffy might have been using to draw on her walls with kind of gives me the Wiggins, because we don't really actually know. And now I'm like, was it poop or something? Did she go that far into like pre-evolutionary times?
Listen, I'm almost sad that I don't like my Instagram videos are just a fight sequence now, so that way I don't have to spend as much time clipping a bunch of clips together from all across the episode. But if I did, I would immediately put the clip of Buffy with the fucking wall and then have Robbie's overlay. Is that shit? I did not expect that, like, at all, and I was just died whenever he said that. I'm like, that's gonna be 100% when I look back when we finish up season 7 and we're talking about what we loved most from the show. I'm definitely bringing that up as my wrap up for the series.
I remember when I first watched this episode, I remember when she was tapping on the wall thinking, is that shit?
Perfect. Now he said it again, and that'll sound better overlaid. Mine was the interaction with the 4 men. Like I said earlier, getting Buffy to go hang out and drink with them initially, like that was whatever. But also like Xander serving minors. Once I noticed that was the whole theme brought up, I'm like, Xander, you could have not been serving people alcohol, but you probably would have got fired. So I guess that is what it is. So,
yeah,
the first one.
But it's fine if it's Black Frost.
What slayed for me this episode? I was gonna say Willow playing the long game with Parker, because like clearly she knew from jump what she was doing, like very early on. I wouldn't be surprised if as soon as she saw him there, she put this whole plan in motion immediately, or somewhere along the first 5 minutes of the conversation, she was like, wait, I see where this is going. I'm gonna do all the things. But I think now I'm gonna say Xander getting the extra tip from the drunk, stupid, smelly heads is what slayed for me, because I love him being like, and how much is this? Blah, blah, blah. And then he's like, yes, exactly. This is the amount that I need. Thank you. What slayed for you guys, though?
Initially, I had put where Buffy like kicked 2 vamps in the face at the same time in the beginning, but that ended up being a daydream. So then I was like, well, never mind. That
still
can't
counts.
be it. So that's part of it, I guess. And then I changed it to when Buffy decides to clobber Parker on the head the final time, because you could tell she actually took some time to think about it for a second.
Yeah.
And she's like, nah, I'm gonna do it anyway.
That would probably be mine too, the final clobber.
I love that. At least
final clobber.
Okay, anyways, the final part of the final slays the final clever is the Slayerette predictions. Courtney, the next episode is entitled Wild at Heart.
Oh shit, I don't know, but I did not get a good feeling about it. I don't know
That is a good instinct to have.
Wild at heart. Obviously someone's wild at heart.
The hyenas return. They're like,
Oh shit.
we're back.
Well,
Shit. Yeah, no, we don't need another the pack. Wild. Is this Oz censored?
Yup.
I mean, I don't know. Wild and werewolf goes together. It's not really giving like vampire or what the fuck ever can. I mean, I guess anything could happen. But
Well, Buffy needs to have group sex, so it could be that.
Yes.
She needs to have her Faith chapter.
Her
It's
Faith
Buffy
era.
acting like Faith. That's what's
No, we saw that in
happening.
Bad Girls.
No, from here on out. If it's Oz-centered,
Yeah, she's trying to guess.
something obviously about that girl. Whatever her weird-ass fucking name is.
Well, I love it. Because if you were Albatross, yes. Maybe I'll remember to call her Albatross every time I write her name. Well, all right, cool. You solved the whole episode. I had written a breadcrumb just in case you said, well, I don't know, something wild happening, like blah, blah.
I'm getting
I know you are.
I'm
Because you're watching the episodes ahead of time.
I have not. I literally closed out my whole internet.
I get it. Meredith's telling you as you're
credits
sleeping at
go
night.
out.
Hey, by the way, next episode of Buffy.
I've stopped watching them with Meredith because
That's
she
why
don't
she
know how to
watched
shut up
Angel,
sometimes.
because she don't know what happened on Angel. But I wrote here
Exactly.
breadcrumb Veruca.
Yes, Veruca. See, I knew.
Bitch. All right, great. All right, you guys. Well, we did it. We completed, and now we can move on from the second most hated Buffy episode ever, except by the three of us. Robbie, thank you for coming. Regardless,
for having
to do
me.
the episode, like to cover one of the most hated episodes with us. Actually, do you want to let everybody know what you're currently working on and where to find you on all the socials, all the things? What are you doing?
I've currently been doing these really fun kind of fake comic book covers.
Yes, loving
for
those.
Buffy, actually. So I think the next one I have to post is Lie to Me from season 2. And then I've done a really, really cool one, which I just have to finish the font and everything on for Kendra. And I've like crossed out Buffy the Vampire Slayer and I put like Kendra on there. And then there's a really cool cover with Buffy and Kendra together.
Nice.
And
I love how
I've
we're
also done like.
Keep going.
Sorry.
You're good. No, you're good. You're good. You're good. Keep going.
I've also done a fake, like vintage style Hammer movie kind of poster for Buffy that I haven't quite finished yet that I need to post as well.
I love how we're finding this out.
Posting that script.
Oh yeah. I forgot you haven't done that yet.
Well, I posted the teaser, and I think today actually I have to post the next 20 pages or whatever.
All right, great, something to look at. Don't read it, Courtney. She doesn't follow you. She won't. Either way, it's fine. Okay, cool. Well, obviously I'll link him in the description and stuff, and I said his name in the beginning as far as where he goes. So I know you guys are going to need to know how to spell it, though, because most people don't know, and they will know.
And I don't even know the name of my own Instagram, so sorry.
Yeah, you didn't. Well, last time I had to edit it out because I put under and it's over the cuckoo. Like, I'm like, oh, hell. I'm like,
the cuckoo's
whatever. I was too busy listening to that song from the Harsh Light of Day. It's over, it's under. Whatever. All right, you guys. How do you feel about this one? Is it a skip it type episode for you? Do you think it's silly, stupid fun? What do we think of seeing Buffy stripped down to this primitive yet simple version of herself? Are we glad we finally be leaving the Parker arc behind? Finally be. I'm talking like the bartender now. Are we obsessed with Willow's moment with him and calling him out? Would you have continued to beat him senseless with the tree limb, like instead of just the bonk on the head? I would have. Anywho, let us know what your thoughts on this episode are. We will be back next week to get into more Angel with our first Cordelia-centric episode. So we'll meet you back here with that episode. But until then, please continue to stay away from fuckboys, magically altered beer, but do continue to beat men who do you wrong senseless, or maybe call up a good vengeance demon instead. You choose.
Giles. Blonde. About this tall. She walks with a sort of sideways limp.
Thanks for tuning in to this episode of Buffy on Revamped. Remember to join us next week for a new episode release as we continue our journey through Sunnydale along with our Scoobies. We would love to hear from you, so share your thoughts. Discuss with us your perspectives on this or previous week's episodes by following us on Instagram and sending us a DM at revamped_rewatch podcast or by emailing us at revampedrewatchpod@gmail.com.
And if you're interested in A World Left Behind, check out my show, Echoes of Elsewhere, an urban exploration podcast where I uncover the hidden mysteries of forgotten places, interview other explorers, and share with you my tips and tricks of the trade. Subscribe and listen wherever you get your podcasts. Until next time,
the Earth is definitely doomed.
This podcast is dedicated to the Buffyverse, to its fans, and my sister, Tiffany Dawn Pearson.